The U.S. nor Iran seems enthusiastic about a new peace proposal from Pakistan this morning that calls for a 45-day ceasefire and reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. CBS's Aaron Navarro is at the White House.
It seems like the White House is pouring a little bit of cold water on that, and an Iranian foreign ministry spokesperson seemed to explicitly shoot this proposal down, saying that the negotiations were, quote, incompatible with ultimatums and threats to commit war crimes. That's in reference to President Trump threatening to hit civilian infrastructure in Iran.
President Trump has vowed to blow up the whole country if Iran does not reopen the Strait of Hormuz by tomorrow evening. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee says he met with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu today and thanked him for Israel's help rescuing an F-16 fighter pilot stranded in Iran after his jet was shot down Friday. The U.S. destroyed what was left of the plane, as well as other U.S. military vehicles. CBS News national security analyst and Marine vet Aaron McClain.
We don't like to leave gear behind in general, and we definitely don't like to leave gear behind that has sensitive communication, weapons systems, anything that has sensitive kind of information that could be valuable not only to our enemies in Iran, but potentially their partners like Russia and China, etc. So it's standard operating procedure.
One pilot was rescued hours after the F-16 crashed. The Artemis II crew is set to go farther into space than any humans ever have when they loop around the moon this afternoon.
Artemis II will be several thousand miles from the lunar surface, but lunar geologists are looking for the big picture, and that works for them.
They'll be able to make those whole disk contextual observations in a way that a much closer mission would not.
Dr. Kelsey Young is a geologist and Artemis II's science lead. She says the astronauts are looking for particular targets of scientific interest, especially on the far side.
There are sections of the lunar far side that have never before been seen by human eyes before.
They're expected to take thousands of pictures. Remember, they get only one chance. Peter King, CBS News at the Kennedy Space Center.
CBS's Camila Montoya Galvez spoke with Liam Conejo Ramos, the little boy detained by ICE agents in Minneapolis more than 2 months ago.
What are you scared about the most? Immigration. ICE.
Trump administration is still trying to have Liam and his father deported. The UCLA women have won their first ever NCAA title after crushing South Carolina 79-51, winning formula. Coach Corey Close tells CBS.
Process things. We literally talked about our goals one time last summer and then reverse engineered that and focused on the character and the habits and the selflessness it was going to take to get there.
This is CBS News.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth. 48 hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for 8.
When it comes to your child's health,
you want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you
every step of the way.
We're the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, audio and video streaming at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Welcome into the Roundtable. I'm Andy Herzer, founder and executive director of First Shot. It's that time of year. So it's this time of guest, longtime friend, Michael Osborne. it's one of the guys that I truly trust when it comes to kind of looking at different golf courses and educating me, who's not a golfer, and I think that's important. I think a lot of people would enjoy golf more. I enjoy it now more because of you, Michael. But let's kind of preview and go last with the Masters, kind of the other three majors that are going to be played this year and where they're going to be played at. So let's start with the British Open. I've always enjoyed watching the British Open. It's always unique for a lot of reasons. First, the weather, right, and then the different style of golf courses. So let's talk about the course that it's going to be played on, and what's your thoughts. And
yeah, so
you call it the Open, I call it the British Open.
Well, it's the Open because it was the first one. The Americans put the word British on it because there's a U.S. Open, there's an American Open, and a British Open. There's one Open championship, and it's over there.
And that's how golfers view it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you're going to be at Royal Birkdale this year, which is back on the mainland in England, not in Scotland. We're going to be in England this year. So Birkdale has been around forever, just like all the rest of the golf courses in the rota that is the British Open. But it's probably probably a little bit of the lesser known famous courses in that same circle. But
so talk about the other ones too. You're saying that you have a circle. You have.
Mm-hmm. It's they actually refer to over there. They refer to it as the rota. St. Andrews is in there. I believe that's next year. Let's see. Let me. Now you got me.
They call it the rota.
Mm-hmm.
You called it the rotation.
Mm-hmm. Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. So we got Birkdale this year. We got St. Andrews next year, and then you got Carnoustie, and then you got Murfield, and Royal Birkdale, Royal Liverpool, Lytham St. Anne's, Portrush, George's. Now they're moving around quite a bit now. There used to be like
just
5 or 6,
3 or 4.
Five. It used to be 5. So you go to St. Andrews once every 5 years. So next year is a St. Andrews year.
So when you're looking at the courses, are all the courses over there kind of designed similar?
For the most part. I mean, you're going to get a lot of coastal link style wind directed golf. I mean, they'll tell you if the wind doesn't blow, the British Open turns into a shootout. But if the wind blows, everybody's affected.
So when you look at it, give me, when you say link style, what does that mean to a non-golfer?
So if you look at a link style golf course, typically what you have is non-elevated greens. They run flat to the surface of the ground. And most link style courses, you're not going to see very many trees. You're going to see a lot more native grass. They like to call a lot of it gorse because God knows what's in it.
And you don't want to go find it?
You really don't want to go in there after it. But, I mean, you're talking about, what we're talking about is probably in this area. If you start seeing golf courses around here have started doing it, they have native areas where it's high, thick fescue. And it's grown together real thick, but you can play out of it if you can find it, and that's what they've got. That's what the gorse, and that's what they've got a lot of over there. Is you just don't want to hit it in the areas that aren't manicured.
So my question is that fit a certain type of player, and if so, give us a few of those players that fit the British Open style.
It fits more of a pure ball striker, and it fits a guy who knows how to hit has a variety of shots. He's not going to be a guy that just hits it really high. Because again, if you get out there and you play into the wind, you can't just sit there and hit it straight up in the air, or else the wind's going to own it, whichever way the wind wants to blow at that particular. So you got to have somebody who is in. It's usually considered one of the most complete tests. It and the U.S. Open are the two biggest tests of golf, because you really have to have all the different shots available to you to get around those two golf courses. You got to be able to hit it high. You got to be able to hit it low. You got to have your short game, because you're not going to hit every green, and you've got to putt well.
Talk about the greens. Are they different in the Open?
Again, you're talking about the difference in some of what you're talking about is the difference in old school European golf versus modern agronomy in the U.S. So yes, I mean they're just different.
Are they faster or are they slower typically?
Typically slower, because they slow them down over there, because if the winds are up real high and you have fast greens and high winds, the ball won't sit still. So famously, Tiger has taken that same putter that he's won 15 majors with, and when he went to the Open every year, he'd put almost a pound of lead tape on the thing just to get it to where it was heavier, so he could use it on those greens.
All right, well, let's kind of go to the next one. The PGA Championship is what you got here next.
PGA is at Aronimink.
Yep, Aronimink Golf Club.
Aronimink in Pennsylvania. I'd love to tell you, I could tell you all about that golf course, but I really can't.
Is it new?
No, it's not new. It's an old. For whatever reason, golf is going up north this year. I don't know if it's just weather or what their run is, but they're going to old golf courses, because the Open is at Shinnecock. So they're going to be in Pennsylvania for the PGA, and they're going to be at Shinnecock in New York for the U.S. Open this year. So the only golf course that is going to be potentially hot is this week at Augusta. Everything else should be up north, and it should be cooler weather.
So when you look at this, do they have a rotation for the PGA, or is they just...
They identify sites so many years in advance. It's kind of like a Super Bowl. So it's...
They try not to play the same courses.
Not on the regular. There are a few golf courses that they seem to like to come back to. Like they're going to want to go to Bethpage Black. They're going to want to go.
When you say that, tell them where that is, Michael.
That's right outside New York City. They like Valhalla in Kentucky. Where else do they like?
What? You and I both walked that course.
Yep.
What Valhalla? What makes it so special that they like it?
So that's on the list of things. So they have a plan. They have a traffic plan. They have a people moving plan, because it's had a Ryder Cup. It's had other majors. They know how to operate that golf course
efficiently.
And the golf course is friendly to the event. The ownership of the golf course is somebody who wants that event at their venue. So I mean, that comes into play also. So the Open, they kind of like old historical golf courses. Marion, Shinnecock, again, Bethpage.
So when you say that, who is there a style of golf in those courses that fit some of the current players better?
The PGA kind of is the wild card, because just about anybody can go out to the PGA as long as they're having a good week and win it, because they grow up the rough a little bit, but it's not U.S. Open rough.
Sadistic, I call it.
U.S. Open rough.
Yes.
So hitting the fairway is not it's a premium, but it's not the premium like it is at the U.S. Open. I mean, Shinnecock is pretty sadistic, since we're in that word, when it comes to their greens and stuff. And the last one I remember at Shinnecock was the one that Retief Goosen won by a couple of shots, or more than a couple of shots, and the rest of the field just didn't even make it that week.
So when you say that, the greens, what do they do?
Fast.
Just
yeah, that is something the USGA and the PGA of America both have had to be much more careful about. Is they've had a couple of instances at Southern Hills and a few other places where they put a pin placement in a wrong spot, and you literally can hit the ball up to the hole and it might come back to you because they put it. It's, again, you're trying to test the best golfers in the world, but at the same time you still have to make that fair. Like, you have to reward a well-struck golf ball. You have to reward a well-struck putt. If I hit a putt up there to 3 or 4 inches from the hole, it should stay there. It should not come back and me have the same 4 or 5 footer again, or 10 footer again. Back at it.
For me, you didn't mention any California courses, Mike. They're not in the rotation anymore.
The Open will go back to Pebble Beach at some point. Pebble Beach is always on the rotation.
And Pinehurst used to.
Pinehurst, I don't. As we get through these, I kind of just look at it year over year, and I'll be absolutely 100% honest with you. Until you asked me yesterday, I was on Augusta for this week. I'm wearing my green. Been in my closet. Found all my green stuff for the week.
That kind of shocks me that you just only bring it out once a year. Your colors.
I know. I wear a lot
for more.
I wear a lot of green. But I actually did laundry and segregated out the green stuff, knowing that it was Masters Week this week. So I'm not going through the closet looking for the green stuff. It's laid out for the next 6 days. I got green stuff for 6 days.
So. Talk about some of your traditions this week, Mike, and then we'll get into the tournament a little bit. Okay? So, you watch the Par-3?
Yep.
What kind of meals do you have? Tell us kind of what the week looks like. Preview it for us, for a real golf enthusiast. Because I know when the Open is happening, you're getting up in the morning at 2 or 3 to watch it.
I do. I'm one of those idiots that gets up at see the first tee shot at midnight or whenever that happens to be. I am that guy. So Masters Week, I'm here today. Monday is nothing because Monday's just straight practice round and there's nothing on TV. You can turn on the Golf Channel, you can turn on somewhere else, and you can listen to all the talking heads talk about who's this, who's that, and that's the one thing we will want to talk about because I think it's interesting this year because a mass quantity of the usual suspects kind of aren't there. So I think we're going to have a different field than we have had in the past. Okay. So Monday is the day of rest. Tuesday's still kind of a day of rest because, again, it's just still mostly talking heads, but you got everybody's on site come Tuesday. And then Wednesday, so you've got the Par-3 tournament. And now you've got anybody who late injuries, this, that, or anything else. You're not adding anybody to the field because the Masters field is predetermined by the guys at the Masters. There's not a you're not first alternate, you're not second alternate, there is no alternates. The field is what it is. It's been as many.
How many do they typically invite?
So it's by category, and that's where it gets kind of weird because you've got guys that qualify. You may have one guy that qualifies in 5 categories. Well, that's 5 different spots that he potentially is taking. So your average field is going to be around between 80 and 90 players. It's a smaller field. I mean, your regular tour field is 120 to 144 players. So with a cut halfway down to 70. Well, this is now a cut to 50, or I think it's 50. So, but they start with like 80 or 90, and then they have a cut. And that's changed over the years. Now I think it's a straight cut. It used to be anybody within 10 shots of the lead, because they had determined at one time that anybody who was within 10 shots of the lead at the Masters going into the weekend still had a chance. Let's see, cut at the Masters.
So when you look at that, Michael, most of the time, how does the cut happen, and why is the Masters different then?
Because they want it to be. It is the top 50 in ties. That's what I thought it was. And they've eliminated the 10-shot rule. So I'm trying to see how big the field is this year.
So when you look at, man, when you get that invite, it's a pretty special invitation.
Oh yeah, no, it's a UPS, and it's coming to your house, and it looks like, if you can imagine the nicest engraved wedding invitation you ever got, it's like that or better. Yeah.
So it's got to be kind of a thrill.
Oh, I mean, everybody's looking for it, because it's still a golf tournament that you have to RSVP and let them know that you are coming. You don't. It's not just a call in. Hey, No, there's a process for that too. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once now because I'm trying to find the size of the field at the Masters.
So when I look
91, we're going 91 this year.
So I also think what makes it special too is the amateurs that get to play.
Yes. So
how do they determine those?
So they are amateur champions. So they've raised that number. It used to only be like 3. Now it's 5 or 6. So you have...
Is that included in that 91, Michael?
Yes, it's part of the 91. So you could probably let's just say you got 6 of them. You got the U.S. Amateur Champion, the U.S. Mid-Am Champion, the British Amateur Champion, the South American Amateur Champion, I believe, is one of them, and the Asian Amateur. So there's 5 or 6 different amateurs, but they're all amateurs from major golfing organizations around the world. 2 from the U.S., because you got the U.S. Amateur and the U.S. Mid-Am Champion.
I always just like watching them play, just because of how young they are and they're out there walking.
Yeah. Most of them are college kids.
Cool.
Most of them are college kids.
That's crazy. But so then you really take the 6 out, Michael.
So you got 85 players left.
How many amateurs have the amateurs? They can make the cut.
Oh yeah. Probably the most notable one, and he's not an amateur anymore because he's almost as old as I am, is Matt Kuchar. That was the last guy that I remember that made a big run that was like showed up on Sunday. I think he had a top 10 finish that year as an amateur playing golf out of Georgia Tech.
So again, start talking about what Wednesday looks like for you. What do you do?
I mean, Wednesday is get up, go to the office, get some stuff knocked out by lunchtime, and then probably disappear to Buffalo Wild Wings, cigar shop, somewhere that's got ESPN coverage, because ESPN has the coverage for the Par-3 tournament on Wednesday afternoons. And so sit there and watch, because it's not only the guys that are playing, it's because that's the one where the old guys still show up. Like, you're still going to have Nicholas and Paul, not Mr. Palmer anymore, but Nicholas, Player, Watson. Now you're going to have guys that maybe aren't playing in the tournament, like Bernard Longer, some of the other guys. And then you've got some of the rookies that have never been to Augusta that are going to tee it up and play in the Par-3 tournament. And they're all, I mean, it's just, it's fun to see their kids getting to hit shots. I mean, Jack's grandson made a hole-in-one on the 9th hole a couple years ago because He let him hit a tee shot on number 9 and ended up holing it out. But the consistent one thing that is still the one thing is you can't win the par 3 tournament and then win the Masters. No par 3 tournament winner has ever won the Masters.
So why would you play in the par 3 then?
So they almost all play. Well, so you've got some guys that are rookies that have never played, and they're going to play in the par 3 tournament, and they want that additional piece of crystal because it's still a piece of a crystal from Augusta if you win the par 3 tournament. And you get a whole crystal for all the hole-in-ones too. It's all Waterford, so they have a Waterford crystal trophy for making a hole-in-one, and then they have this really nice Waterford crystal trophy for winning the par 3 tournament. But if you win the par 3 tournament, history says for the last 50, 60, 80 years that if you played the par 3, as long as the par 3 course has been there, if you play in the par 3 tournament, you win the par 3 tournament, you are not going to win the Masters.
Just as a competitor, I get what you're saying because everybody wants to win a little something, but I'm not so sure I'd want to win that par 3 if I was. But it is what it is.
Probably the last time that a first-year player won the Masters was Tiger in '97, and before that was Fuzzy Zoeller long before that. So if I'm a first-year player, I'm getting all the crystal I can find from wherever I can get it. Because the odds of me winning the Masters out of the gate as a rookie is low.
So are there some notable rookies to you out there right now playing?
You know, I was watching yesterday. You asked me on the way in if I played golf yesterday. I did not. I sat around and watched the Texas Valero Open just because I have not sat down, and I really have not done a good job of sitting down and watching as much golf this year. You know, I've been on the road a little bit more, so I've done a poor job of sitting down and watching, so I'm trying to get practiced up for this week. So I parked myself in a chair and watched the Valero yesterday, and I don't know that I see rookies. There's a couple of guys that are out there that are younger guys. I am interested to see the Gordon Sargent kid from Vanderbilt. Made the cut, finished, you know, in the 40s or 50s yesterday, but he's making cuts. So what I am interested in, I said it a minute ago, I'm kind of interested in how this field's going to look for the Masters this year, because we have some of the old names that are no longer playing.
Can you hold that thought?
I can.
We are going to take a break. We're going to come back, talk about the notables that aren't there that will define this field.
And then we're going to talk about some of the newer names that are on that list.
Yes.
Coming in.
We'll take a break and be right back.
Close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
Here for every growth spurt,
For every boo-boo.
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you.
Every step of the way.
What's the location of your emergency? I think my kid OD'd.
Hi, I'm Craig Harris. I'm County Commissioner of Rutherford County. One of the reasons I ran for office is because I wanted to bring awareness to the opioid epidemic that's impacting our county. To stop providing this epidemic with people as we educate. We have a lot to do, and we have to come together as a community because this problem is not going away.
Hey folks, it's Chip Walters from Exit Realty Bob Lamb and Associates, helping Middle Tennessee make smart moves in a fast-moving market. Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, you deserve someone who knows this community and treats your goals like their own. From first-timers to long-time homeowners, I'm here to guide you with clarity, confidence, and a steady hand. When you're ready to make the next move, start with someone you trust. Visit choosechip.net and let's make your 2026 move the right move.
Do you want your money to work hard for you? Who doesn't? South Central Bank has 2 CD specials that will help your money grow. South Central Bank has a 5-month CD with an annual percentage yield of 4.15% or a 25-month CD with an annual percentage yield of 3.8%. 2 great ways to put your money to work. You choose the term that works best for you. $500 minimum balance to obtain the APY. Stop at our location at 1602 West Northfield Boulevard in Georgetown Park today and take advantage of our 2 great rates. South Central Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by the law offices of John Day and AmeriCare Pest Control.
This is a paid legal ad.
At the law offices of John Day, we take only real cases that make a real difference.
The law offices of John Day took the burden really off of my shoulders.
So if you think you're going to get rich quick with a frivolous case, I'm not the lawyer for you.
I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done so much. I know you went over and beyond.
If we're not able to help or aren't the right lawyer for you, we'll do the best to point you in the right direction. If you've been injured, call the law offices of John Day for a free consultation.
Now, Good Neighbor Events. Here's Bart Walker.
The Perennial Plant Society of Middle Tennessee has their 32nd annual Perennial Plant Sale this Saturday from 8:30 in the morning until 1:30 in the afternoon. It's in Nashville at the Woodmont Hills Church on Franklin Pike. The admission and parking are free. That's at the Woodmont Hills Church, 3710 Franklin Pike in Nashville. Don't forget, it's not too late to sign up for Murfreesboro's Coffee Marathon. You run the 9 routes on your schedule, and you have from now to May 31st to complete the Coffee Marathon. For information about the Coffee Marathon, get with the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Department. The Rutherford County Library System is offering free computer classes. They're over at the library's Tech Center at 306 Minerva Drive here in Murfreesboro. Learn more about the library's free computer classes. Phone the Tech Center. Don't forget, early voting starts next week, April 15th through the 30th. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
Partly cloudy today with daytime highs approaching 69. Lows dip down to about 42. Tonight, clear skies. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Right now, 50.
WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Sharing Change has donated now over $12 million to local nonprofits. Find out how your spare change can make a big impact at sharingchange.org.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Well, welcome back in. I'm Andy Herzer, founder and executive director of First Shot. I'm here with a long time friend. I call him my little brother, but he is a guy that I will pick up the phone when I'm watching golf on TV and say, what am I seeing? So, Michael, you've been around golf all your life, and this is probably the most watched golf tournament. Like even my wife and I, who are casual watchers, will watch the Masters.
So I'm going to.
Why is that?
Well, I want to derail you for 1 minute.
Okay.
Since we're coming off the break, I'm going to derail you for a minute. What else is going on in the golf world in a couple weeks?
Oh, we've got a Jimmy Allen golf scramble.
We do.
And my buddy here, Michael Osborne, runs it. It is what a lot of people think is the best tournament going because in a scramble, you usually play 5.5, 6 hours, and
the Michael Osborne version is 4.5 hours.
4.5. We no gimmicks. play golf. We do have a team in the morning, team in the afternoon.
That's kind of what I derailed you so that we could at least promo this. Got a team left to sell in the morning and a team left to sell in the afternoon. I do have a contact you need to call when we get done, though.
All right. That sounds great. And I've got some thoughts that we're going to meet anyways. But, Michael, we were talking, before we go back, why is it the most watched? You said something before. This is going to be a really different looking field.
Mm-hmm. But we're also going to go back one more. So let's go back in our timeline. Let's take care of 1, then 2, then 3.
Okay.
So number 1 is I'm eating egg salad and I'm eating chicken salad multiple times this week. Don't know when that's going to be, but I will go and purchase egg salad and I will make chicken salad and I will set that up with good old-fashioned Rick Hardesty bunny white bread, and we're going to make some sandwiches, and we're going to sit there and recreate the $1.50 experience that's Augusta for sandwiches at least a couple times.
You know, that's what always amazed me. We go to all these sporting events, and if you ever go to the Masters, everything's fairly inexpensive.
Yeah, sandwiches are $1.50. Domestic bottles of beer are $3, and imports are $5, and sodas are $2 or $3, I think. And then peach flavored ice cream sandwiches, because you're in Georgia, are $2.50 or $3. But they're not going to get. It's hard enough to get the ticket. They're not going to get you on the food. They're not even going to get you on the price of merchandise, but you're going to buy so much merchandise that they make a killing. And I forget, there's some ridiculous number. It's something like $1,000 a second in merchandise starting this morning is what they sell.
Holy smokes. That's a lot of merchandise.
For the week. For 7 straight days, it's like
they have to have just truckloads of merchandise.
Yes. And they sell it until it sells out.
It's crazy. I'm not a swag guy, though, but a lot of people are, and I get that. Let's talk about the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to talk about why is it watched.
So this year's field has it's $16,000 per minute. $1 million an hour, $16,000 per minute, $277 a second in merchandise sales.
Wow.
So
you can find anything, I swear, on Google.
You can. ChatGPT and Google are leading the league in that, but I had seen that stat somewhere, so that's why I pulled it back up. Notably, let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off, but notably, Tiger's not in the field this week. We all know he's dealing with his stuff. Mickelson is not in the field. He's dealing with some family-related health issues that have been undisclosed. Bernard Longer, for the first time in a long time, will not be playing because he's having problems walking around the golf course. He's still playing some senior tour events because he can ride, but he's not. I don't think he thinks he can walk 36 holes, much less 72, if he happen to make the cut. So we're down to old man Freddie is the last of the old guard that's still really giving it a legit go. And
how old is he now, Michael?
Freddie's got to be
70s.
I'm 49, so he's got to be. No, he's probably in his early to mid 60s. But that's still a pretty late run for a guy to still be competitive at that age at Augusta, because most time what you find is people start losing distance. It's not that they can't hit this shot or that shot, but the golf course gets so long for them that they can't play. But he's not that guy. He just seems like he's still ticking along, still hitting the ball almost as far as he ever did.
So when you look at that, Michael, when you say being able to hit it far enough, what is what is far enough for a guy like Freddie Couples? What does he have to hit it?
280. 280 gets it around that golf course. You know, you got your big guy, your big players are hitting it 310. Rory, you're talking about the 310 to 313 range. So, I mean, yeah, you could be 30 yards, 3 clubs different. So you got holes where Rory's hitting a pitching wedge and Fred's going to be hitting 8-iron. But he can still hit that shot. I mean, it's not... The ones that get difficult are the ones where if they make it long enough where you actually can no longer get there in 2 on some of the par 5s and stuff. And they've lengthened some holes. So there's going to be some of that.
So just like you, I Googled it.
Okay.
I knew he was older than me. I didn't know how much.
Okay.
He's 66. So you got to think that's...
I thought he was in that range.
That's pretty impressive to me.
Yeah. And let's just talk, there is a legit chance because he knows that golf course so well. He still has a legit chance to make the cut for the weekend. He's not just going there to play. He actually has a legit chance to make the cut.
So when you say that you make the cut, what does that mean? That means you're automatically in next year again?
Nope. But it does mean you are going to get a paycheck this week. So golf and tennis are the 2 sports remaining in the world where you are not guaranteed to get paid. You play the first round or 2, whether it be in tennis or in golf, and then once that has been determined and you make it past the cut line or past the threshold in tennis, then from that point forward, you're playing for position to collect a check based on your finish.
So, looking at this new field,
which I'm looking at so I have picked up, I will not name the betting source, but I've pulled up Vegas odds on the Masters this week.
All right, so let's kind of look at it, preview it.
Yep. So
who's the favorite to win it?
Well, I mean, that kind of a give. Other than I'm not sure if he's sleeping at night right now, but the favorite to win it is new dad Scotty Scheffler. Just had a new kid 2 weeks ago.
He's not sleeping.
9 days ago. Well, they said that the 9-day-old mom and the other kid everybody's already in Augusta and they're ready to go. So number 2 on the list is Jon Rahm, and you know, I'll be honest with you, the whole PGA Tour LIV Golf thing is kind of taking me away from a few of the players. Like, I know Jon Rahm's game is good, but I never hear that he's playing that well over there. Even, like, you still hear about Bryson. Bryson came back and won one a couple weeks ago, but don't hear much about Rahm. But apparently Vegas likes Rahm this week as the number 2 guy. Then you got your defending champion Rory McIlroy, and
how was he?
I would not bet Rory to win it this year. I might, according to what I'm looking at, I might bet him to finish in the top 10, but I'm not going to bet him to win it.
But you look at it, how many repeat Masters? 2. Name them, Michael. I knew you could.
Tiger and Nick Price.
So it's rare to go back to back.
Extremely.
So what you're telling people is pick him to finish in the top 10. Yeah. But don't pick him to win.
Yeah, this has got top 5. He's plus 210 to finish in the top 5. He's plus 102 to finish in the top 10. I'd probably take that. I'd probably take a top 10 bet on him. He's still playing good enough to be in the top 10. He's had some time off. He's taken a few weeks off. He's rested. Probably ready to go again. But DeChambeau is the number 4 guy, and
you like him. I can see by the eyes.
He's exciting for golf. Whether you like LIV Golf or don't like LIV Golf or whatever, Bryson is exciting. And I really wish in some version of the world, Bryson would play more golf in America because he's exciting for golf. And it's taken a while for him to grow on me, because I think it's taken his YouTube personal persona and him coming to realization that not everybody wants to hear all his scientific garbage, and kind of become a little self-deprecating. He's kind of like the new Peyton Manning of golf. Once the guy figured out, yeah, I'm just kind of goofy, I'm going to play off the fact that I'm goofy, he becomes lovable. And so Bryson has grown on a lot of people. I like the fifth pick. I actually probably would put a little extra on the fifth guy, which is LIV Golf. And he kind of had a little collapse yesterday at Texas. Again, I told you I was watching some golf yesterday, because sometimes I want to see how players are doing in the run-up to the major. And Oberg was in the lead at one point yesterday during the front nine, and then had a miniature collapse. But he hits it so far, and he hits the ball so well. Yesterday he got a little sideways with the driver, or else I think he wins that thing by 2 or 3 shots.
Well, we're going to take our final break and be right back with Michael Osborne.
When it comes to your child's health,
You want care that's close, convenient,
and centered around the needs of your family.
At MMC Pediatrics, we're more than just doctors.
We're partners in your parenting journey.
here for every growth spurt,
for every boo-boo,
every fever, and every flu.
Our team approach means that your child always sees someone that knows them.
We are MMC Pediatrics.
We are right beside you.
Every step of the way.
At Maples Realty and Auction, we handle traditional sales, auctions, and property management. And we have a development called The Maples with local builders and amenities. I'm Betsy Maples, and this is our team. It's our people. That's the difference. Call us today and let us help you get your property sold.
I refer a lot of clients to Maples Realty when we have real estate issues that are coming up. Working with Maples has been easy for me, easy for my clients.
Put our 57 years of success to work for you. Sold!
Well, yeah, I'll be right there.
It takes all of us to power a community, both in plain sight and behind the scenes. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
When the weather turns bad, minutes, even seconds matter.
This is an early heads up for southern Rutherford County.
Rutherford Weather brings you live radar and expert meteorologist insight, giving you the early heads up when storms threaten.
A lot of areas are going to see some impacts from this storm.
From analysis to live camera views, we keep you informed before, during, and after the storm.
I think the vast majority of the hail with this now is going to be quarter to perhaps golf ball size.
Rutherford Weather. Stay ahead of the storm.
Insurance should be simple, not complicated. That's why at Rayburn Insurance, Agent Rick Hull cuts through the jargon and helps you understand your options clearly. He's committed to finding the right coverage that fits your unique needs and budget. Their team has been a trusted partner in the community since 1973. Ready to make insurance easy? Get with Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency. He's ready to help you get the protection you deserve.
Local farmers, local meats, vegetables, and other produce at the Winter Spring Rutherford County Farmers Market.
Every Friday at Lane Agri Park.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Welcome back in. I'm Andy Herzier. founder and executive director of First Shot. Again, Michael and I have a Jimmy Allen golf scramble at the end of the month on the 27th, a Monday. We do have a morning team left and an afternoon team left. So if you're interested, you can give me a call, 615-631-5312.
But again, almost a sellout.
Well, it's kind of just so you know, it's a sellout, and we're reselling 2 teams, Michael.
That's
right
true.
now.
That is true.
So
we have commitments that 2 teams said that they're still going to pay for their team, but to sell them again anyway because they can't come.
Correct. So they're helping us raise more funds to do more things with our children right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So, Michael, you got to number 5, and you like him. Say his name again.
Ludwig Oberg.
And I thought he played well last year in the Masters.
He did play well in the Masters last year. That's why I kind of like him. I mean, he's 5th on this list. You can get him to win it at plus 1,700. It's healthy. I mean, they like him. They don't like him a lot.
So, kind of look at the rest of this field. Who do you like?
So you got Xander Schauffele, who's coming off of a mediocre year, coming back having played well at the end of the season through the Ryder Cup, and now having a pretty good start to the season. You've got Cam Young, who I like a lot, who really got his teeth cut at the Ryder Cup last year, who had the only winning record for the Americans for the Ryder Cup last year. I like him a lot. I also like him a lot. I like some of these guys who have been playing TGL, because the guys that played TGL, I think it's now set. There's been 13 tour events this year, and the guys that played on TGL, which is the Indoor Golf League, have won 7 out of those 13 events. So now you got, so in that world, you're talking about Rory, Oberg, Schauffele, or Morikawa, not Schauffele, no. Cam Young, Tommy Fleetwood's on that list. And then you got some other guys. You got Matt Fitzpatrick. You got Robert McIntyre, who tried to win yesterday, came up just short. Again, old guys. You got Justin Rose, still in his mid-40s, still pumping it out there. Ball speed's still up there in 180 mile an hour, 180 to 85 mile an hour category, which I don't have. I ain't got it. Just starting to see the resurgence of Brooks Koepka, who's returned from LIV Golf back to the PGA Tour.
So they are letting them flip back and forth, Michael?
Majors. Because they're not PGA Tour events. They're independent events. So, but Brooks left LIV Golf. He came back to the PGA Tour full time with a handful of stipulations, including a $5 million charitable contribution as part of his pittance for going to LIV.
Did you think LIV would last this long, Michael? I know the Saudis have deep pockets.
From a money standpoint, it doesn't matter. They can make that thing go as long as they want it to go. No. I thought it was going to be kind of a flame up and flame out kind of thing, and I still think I think they're just getting to the point where they're having some issues, because you've got guys that are coming up. This is the last year of Bryson's contract. This is the last year. A lot of those initial contracts, they're done with that initial contract, and then now they've got to renegotiate new contracts with these guys, and they're not going to give them the hundreds of millions of dollars again that they gave them the first time to entice them to come away. So some of them have team ownership stakes in their LIV Golf team. Some of them just like the schedule. Some of them just don't want to come back. But you've got Patrick Reed, who walked away, who's playing on the European Tour right now, taking a year off because he has to sit out a year from the PGA Tour as part of his suspension for leaving for LIV Golf. So he decided to take it and go play in Europe for a year, and so he's building up his player status. If he keeps playing as well as he's playing over there, he's going to have exempt status in the U.S. next year because of how well he finished in Europe this year. So, but you got some guys that they thought Rahm's not going anywhere because he's so mad at the European Tour he can't see straight. Sergio is not coming back. Not my guy, so good riddance to him. Bryson was the one that everybody was kind of... Cam Smith, who's younger, and Bryson are the ones that everybody kind of looked at and go, are you coming back? And so far, they're not coming back.
So, looking at any kind of... I don't want to call them rookies. Young guys on the tour that we need to watch for this week.
Goddard. Chris Goddard.
Talk about him. What's his...
Big hitter. Big. Augusta's just long. And you haven't been there.
Well, I've walked it.
You walked it. Okay, so you did walk it. And it's a walk.
Oh.
And it's a walk. So you've walked it, and it's long. I mean, it's not a short walk. It's a long walk.
But I think people just don't realize just the incline, and I mean, it's not just a flat course,
nope.
Michael.
No.
And the greens are so elevated, and so when TV doesn't give it justice yet.
It doesn't. And we've got high definition television. It still doesn't do anything.
Just it's almost crazy how much it flows up and down, and it's just, I don't know. I've never seen anything like it.
The only thing I wish, I haven't seen it yet, and one thing that the guys at Augusta could do, and they're not listening to yours and my show here, but...
No, they're not going to ever listen to us.
The one thing that they could do is I would love to see a drone flown at 6 feet off the ground for the entire, starting on number 1 tee box around that golf course, so that somebody can get that perspective of what that looks like to fly, or how the golf course actually moves from how it flows from the 6 foot level, which would be
our eye level,
somewhere in between yours and my eye level, which that's why I took 6 foot as the average, to get somewhere between your eye level and my eye level, and just watch how that golf course, and just set it at 6 feet above ground and let the drone just follow the terrain and contour, and people would really start to finally understand, oh boy, that's a lot.
Talk about your favorite holes on this course.
I mean, 12 is the ultimate hole. I mean, if you look at what happened at the Augusta Women's Invitational last week, Astrid Talley, who's the number one women's amateur in the world right now, lost that golf tournament on the 12th hole. So, I mean, 12 has been career defining. I mean, the last one Tiger won in 2019 came from Jordan Spieth, and there were 3 guys that all hit it in the water on 12, and Tiger overtook everybody in 2019 to win that one because everybody else dumped it in the water and he didn't. So 12 is the greatest linchpin hole ever. It's the center of Amen Corner, because Amen Corner is 11, 12, and 13. So it's the center point of Amen Corner. I was listening to some of those that are smarter than I am this morning in the car on the way in, and talk about one of the most interesting green complexes that nobody ever talks about. It's number 1. There's so many guys that 1 is a really, really tough golf hole from the get-go. I mean, you're standing up on number 1 tee and you're going, if I just make par and get off number 1 so I can get to number 2, because number 2 is way easier. I just want to get past number 1 to get to number 2 so I can start my round out.
So what makes 1 so difficult, Michael?
Tight driving. It's just daunting because you've got the
nerves.
You got nerves. Patrons. I mean, they don't leave you a lot of room. I mean, you've been on the ropes. The alleyways are pretty narrow. So you got patrons, but then beyond the patrons, those Georgia pines are not very wide coming off that first tee box either. And there's a bunker up there. I mean, it's got to be a well-placed tee shot, and it's got to be a decently placed second shot, or else you take a chance of three-putting the first green.
So, again, going back, why do you think, we haven't answered this question, guys like me that aren't golf enthusiasts and my wife, we're going to watch the Masters? I mean, it's just like I told you, the guy you like over I knew he played well last year because I watched it, right?
Yep.
So why is it more watched than the rest of them? By guys like me.
Because you've had guys, you're still a sports guy. You are still a sports guy somewhat to the core. And there's enough me's in your world that tell you how pretty that is and how it's the most beautiful thing. And then we tell you all the stories about all the weird stuff that happens at that golf course. And, you know, I can go, within reason, I can go get tickets to all the other ones. Now, it may cost me a little bit, but I tickets are accessible for the other three. I mean,
they're not here.
They're not. I mean, there's no accessibility outside of scalp tickets, which I've heard some really interesting stories that's getting tighter and tighter. Now they're now coding the tickets to you, and if they find that you're not holding your ticket that it's coded to you, and you're a lifetime ticket holder, that you're not getting your tickets anymore. So the secondary market for tickets is getting
even
scarce.
Smaller. Yep.
The lottery is still the lottery. Everybody I know, it's kind of a running joke on Facebook now, is once they start sending out what we like to call the Dear John letters for all of us that signed up for tickets in the lottery that never got tickets, we got, sorry, your name was not selected this year. So everybody posts their Dear John letters up on Facebook as they come in that, nope, 15 years in a row, still no tickets. And that's about where I'm at now, is 15 years in a row and no tickets.
And you'll keep entering in that lottery.
Got to. It only takes once.
So, Michael, when you get done the end of the week, what do you hope to see?
Just good golf. Just
Is the weather going to cooperate?
I do. From what I looked at earlier, I think, thank goodness we had the weather we had this weekend, because I think that's kind of flushed out everything else, because it looks like the weather's going to be good. And it looks like it's going to be like in the mid 70s with mild to controllable winds, no big 15, 20, 30 mile an hour winds. Like Houston got the same weather we had here Saturday night. They got it Saturday because it has to travel. And then they got some more weather yesterday. I mean, they had some high winds late yesterday afternoon too. Got into the 20, 25 mile an hour gusty winds there yesterday. Or they were in San Antonio yesterday. But they had high winds yesterday. So
I just again want to say thank you for always coming on, always educating us, and
this is just
most
fun.
of all, I want to thank you for running my golf tournament. It is one of the, I think, smoothest things we do, and it's because of you. So thank you, Michael.
It's just what we do.